There we go. Okay, so I go mobile, dashboard. Need to change the game info. Whoops. Unfortunately, there's no FreeDooM 2 tag, so I have to go with FreeDooM. I have to go with regular FreeDooM, which is fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Anyway. Okay. Everything looks good, so we'll go ahead and get started. So, hey yo, my fellow Rumble Maniacs. It's Mr. Rumble Roses here, and welcome to a random little installment of Do Mod Let's Plays Live. I know, probably some of you think it's like, oh, that's definitely quite a mouthful, but whatever. But yeah, so allow me to explain everything as much as possible. So, originally, I was thinking about like doing some more random Elden Ring Night Rain. The idea that I had was I was going to probably be doing some. I was thinking about probably doing like either the Tricephalos, the regular Tricephalos boss fight. Maybe help out people there, or maybe get some more of the Merc currency, and if I'm lucky, maybe get like some really good. Hopefully there's like some good relics, for my characters, makes, some nice build loadouts and whatnot. Or I was going to queue up for the Everdark Drift Knight because it is, for right now, in this current rotation as I speak, especially in terms of when I'm streaming this, the Everdark Silent bosses in this current rotation are Everdark Gaping Jaw and Everdark Drift Knight. And there is no way in hell that I'm going to queue up for Everdark Gaping Jaw, because that boss fight is completely broken and is very annoying because of its damn little tornado phase, which really needs a fucking nerf. And I'm not saying that because I'm a salty, entitled individual. I'm saying that as facts. Like all the bosses need a nerf in some sort of way, but that's in Gaping Jaw's case, that's one instance of a thing that needs to be nerfed. Anyway, so I figured, well, maybe I'll queue up for Everdark Drift Knight. Maybe help out people that either is going through that stuff the first time, or just help just grind that, or just help grinding with other people. Get all that stuff that I mentioned, and then some. With the Sovereign Central currency stuff, right? Well, I shit you not, back to back, I had both. I had my whole team pretty much up and leaves the world. So first instance was it was me as an Iron Eye, and then there was another person playing as Iron Eye and a Revenant. It was the first thing we tried to do. You know, we pick our characters, we do a little cutscene thing, and then as soon as we get into the session, the other Iron Eye pretty much just up and leaves the world before we even fucking touch down. And I'm thinking like, I'm like, well, this is annoying, and this make me think it's like, why queue up for something if you're not gonna, like, why queue up if you're gonna just quit? And I thought maybe the Revenant was gonna be, kind of like taking a chance, be like, hey, let's try this. But as soon as I get into the little church thing before or after they may have gotten a flash, or like, nope, I'm going to just leave too. So that was a bust. And then I asked, and I messaged the other Iron. I was like, why queue up if you're going to just leave? And this person was like, oh, it's because we had a Revenant, it was going to do like 0 damage to full glory, aka the Everdark Drift Eye. And I'm just like, and I'm thinking to myself, just like, really, bro? That's your excuse. So I try again. I try again, for the little random Everdark Drift Night session, and this time it was a Revenant and an Onion Raider. I'm like, oh, hey, Onion Raider, feel like already see people wearing that. And we got the Crater Shifting Earth, the Crater Shifting Earth can be pretty useful, especially if you like maybe like some good weaponry or something that is effective towards the boss's weakness or something like that. You can be able to max that shit out and go from there. Well, I shit you not, everything was going fine, and then it's like I want to say, because I didn't really see what happened, but um, the Revenant was going to the castle area, trying to possibly take on the boss underneath the castle, and I was kind of following suit. I was like, oh well, I can, maybe we can, do that, get a talisman, go from there. But they left. They left they left a little fight because the boss underneath the castle was a Bellbearing Hunter, and Bellbearing Hunter is one of the worst bosses. One of the worst little open side bosses that's in Elden Ring entirely. I don't care what anyone says. It's a fucking shit ass excuse for a boss. Want to be Darth Vader, if you will. So I so I'm like, okay, well, I see it for myself. And then I go up the little castle, ramp, little castle area thing. I go up to where those little three quote unquote secret chests are. I see what's in them. Um, and then I shit you not, like I drop down, and all of a sudden, Revenant leaves the world. The Revenant player leaves the world. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I guess it's just me and the Onion Raider. And then all of a sudden, boom, they go too. So, yeah, I didn't know if I wanted to put myself through that in a sense. But it's like, oh, I'm trying to, maybe play some Night Rain, do some random queues against, Everdark Drift Night or something like that to maybe, queue for him and, maybe kill his ass so I get more, stubborn sigil currency. So I think to myself, well, I'm kind of wanting to do something, so what is there to do? And I kind of thought about it a little bit, and I was like, I have the ability to play FreeDooM 2 with a little mod. So I was like, you know what? I played FreeDooM 1, I beat that, so why don't we go to FreeDooM 2 today? So that's what we're going to be doing. Now, the way I'm going to be doing this is a little bit different per se. So I'm going to be using this mod right here, what's known simply as Blork. It was made by Alpha Enterprise 2 or Alpha Int 2, and is a demake of one of their weapon mods. And as you can see, A mod that was originally meant to be a sprite replacement for FreeDooM and later became a sprite spiritual successor of Alpha Elements. Quote unquote, mod they done back in 2006. Mod is fully developed for GT Doom and Xanoom, but wanted to make a export just for fun. I don't know if it was months or something like that, but in the meantime, here's the guns. So, I played around with this mod before. I did a full playthrough of the Doom 2 game with this. And now, they updated it a while back to where not only does it have Doom 2 as a playable campaign, but also you have FreeDooM 2 and an Oblige campaign that I guess they made, for the hell of it. And I talked about this before, oh, excuse me. Oh, there we go. I talked about this before, but when it comes to some of the weapons mods that I played, this is definitely one of them. This is one of my little favorite mods to play. Even if like in some of the early times that I played it, there's some certain weapons mods that things were a little bit different, because of like how the Kex engine was, and how you do things from like, for example, as you can see, the Widowmaker once upon a time had the ability to have infinite ammo, but I think like due to a random little update that that the Kex engine stuff had of this port, no longer was a thing, which it sucks, but it's not the end of the world. It was like a fun little thing. It's like, it was fun while it lasted. Same pretty much went for the likes of when I played that one Counter-Strike Doom mod that had the ability to let you have infinite ammo for the Deagle that replaced the chainsaw. Even to the point where when I played one of the Blork mod ports, whenever you would get the Berserk pack, you pretty much turned into like One Punch Man. You could literally like, one punch anything. And like I said, it was fun while it lasted. It would have been cool to still have had that stuff, but it doesn't deter from anything. So yeah. Now, when it comes to this mod, all the weapons, they've been replaced. Some of them function a little differently and all that. I don't know for sure about this little image right here. Um, I don't know for sure about like, this little image right here, but um, the version of this that replaces there's a version of this that replaces the pistol, and it works quite differently than just being like a Santa little pew pew type thing. So yeah. Yeah, so we're going to do this. Um, and just for the hell of it per se, we're going to just play it normally. No multiplayer items and stuff like that. So yeah. So first level is called Hydroelectric Plant, and I guess some of the things kind of mentioned because I'm pretty sure people are wondering like what the hell is FreeDooM 2 about. Um, the best way I can kind of describe it per se is it's known to be like a open source Doom game that was made by like various people in the community, and it has like its own like sounds, levels, textures, etc. And yeah, that's pretty much how it was. Now because this is like still using classic Doom stuff. Um, from what I can recall, um, the majority of the stuff, like levels, texture-wise, I think even music as well, those are all from FreeDooM 2 itself. But in this case, there's going to be like some new weapons to play with, like for example this weapon that you see here, which is the replacement for the pistol, and there's also going to be regular Doom enemies instead of FreeDooM enemies. So yeah. And I do have the original version, the original version of way to play FreeDooM 2, but I'm a mod gamer, and I like this weapons mod, so yeah. So you can see, got a polygon here. Now, one random thing to keep in mind is that I've never played FreeDooM 2. Like, I've only played like a little bit of the first level of this, and that's really about it. So, I have absolutely no idea what to expect, but, you know, that's pretty much like the beauty of it. You never know what to expect, so, you know, just yell at it and just have some fun along the way. Now, before I continue, I'm going to just kind of just do a little showcase of the weaponry. So, as you can see, you know, this is the fist. Instead of having like a normal, you know, like the normal classic, you know, slow fist, we actually have, you know, the ability, you know, to use both hands. You know, there's left, right, jab. This here is the Widowmaker. This is the weapon that replaces the chainsaw. It takes bullet ammo, and it fires, you use 10 rounds of bullet ammo, and it fires like these little like ghosty, you know, these ghost looking things. And keep in mind, I don't know the weapon names. I just know that, you know, what they replace. So this one right here, this is the pistol replacement. As you can see, even though like there's nothing, there's no bullets coming out, but you know, you can do like a Doom guy's face. You know, he's got like the, you know, the angry face. That's basically because this here doesn't. This here is not like a hold down the fire button weapon. You have to pick like a tap weapon. Like you know, the faster you tap the fire button, you know, the faster you can be able to, you know, to shoot and everything. So, you know, there's that. And it also does have a little random reload animation, you know, kind of, I guess you could say kind of like, you know, for pure cosmetic purposes, you know, just for all of it. This here is the shotgun. I guess it's good. I think it's kind of like, sort of like inspired like of an old Western rifle shotgun, but I don't know. This here is the super shotgun replacement. And this here is chain gun replacement. And all that. So, rocket launcher, plasma rifle, which seems to be more like a plasma chain gun type thing, but you know, it is what it is. And of course, BMG. So, yeah. So the Winchester is what's called is the name of the shotgun. So. I will say, like, again, like I said before, like, I do like the weapons in this mod, especially like having something that's better than, you know, the classic Doom pistol, or even FreeDooM pistol for that matter, you know, since we're playing FreeDooM. So. Yeah, I'd say probably like, for the most part, like the farthest I've ever gotten, you know, in terms of this is like just being like right here. You know, like I have, like I have never gone past this point in FreeDooM 2's levels. Well, actually, no. Hold on. Actually, I think I might want to take. I think I take that back because I kind of remember like this little spot right here. Like you both like come over here, and like you both. I think like this little thing like lowers down so you can get on this and then get the stuff here. So. Okay. And another thing I guess I can kind of point out too is that, like the majority of my playthroughs, this is not going to be like a 100% run where it's like I'm going to be getting all the items, all the kills, and all the secrets. So, yeah, don't expect that. Alright, so I'm going to get rid of this stuff. Because all of that, because besides the quick save, the other stuff was from when I was doing that GBA Doom mod. I think I know what to expect going down there. Shocking the bejesus out of pinkies, and I don't even have with like. Ow. Fucking specters. Yes, it's a mod. Like, you know, I kind of wish that you would, like, you know, come to my Twitch chat or something like that, or comment on my, you know, my Twitch chat to, like, do my own PSN. Alright, so I got the, it says G gun, replacement. Alright. Yeah. Alright, loot in hand. Got some medkits apparently as well. Very nice. Wait, what? Hold up. Let me see something. Hang on. Like, this clearly has, you know, like, this has like the red lights and everything. I'm just gonna just check real quick. Oh boy. Well, I think I just discovered. I think I just discovered a problem. This is clearly where you're supposed to go. Man, it's not one thing, it's another, apparently. So, hold on, let me just play around with something real quick. No monsters, yes, I know. Ew. Hold on. Okay. Okay. So there's a slight part of me that feels a little bit embarrassed, but at the same time, like I was not expecting that. So I guess apparently there's like some switches that you have to hit, you know, when it's like, you know, to open this. It's like, okay, so a random little tidbit, okay. So I played a lot of Doom mods before, you know, some played some in the past, played some in the present, and I've rarely seen like, you know, like colored doors where it's like where you can't be able to open them by normal means. Where it's like, you know, if like, say you have like the, you know, the red key, you can't be able to like, you know, go up to it, you know, just hit the use key, you know, to open and all that. Like, you know, I've hardly seen people use switches for that. I'm not saying like it's a bad design or anything like that. I'm just saying like it's something that's I've rarely encountered. Cause yeah, like cause the thing is that like I have not really played a whole lot of I got like a shit ton of mods, okay, and a good portion of them I haven't really, you know, played through because, you know, it's like it's supposed to be like a blind playthrough, you know, first time reaction or whatever. And, you know, I had like no idea that, you know, that like this was the thing. Alright, so I'm going to assume now that those are opened up. Yes, they are. So those are opened up now. Alright, yellow key in hand. Hang on. I think because that's, you know, the ending of the level and all that, I'm just gonna just top myself off as much as I can and just, you know, not have to worry about it for the next bit. processing center. I have no idea why, but somehow I somehow have like this random feeling that these are supposed to be like teleporters or something. Yeah. Okay, I think it's a blue key. Alright. I'm curious. Like, oh, that health, get that health, that bit of health back, all of a sudden the jewels. Wow. Blue, green, red. Sorry if I'm not talking, I'm just kind of checking stuff out. I had a random suspicion that he was going to be doing that. Like, I just knew he was going to be doing that. Anyway. Here's the red key. Did I get it? Did I call it or did I call it? I'd say if we can hopefully, like, at most get to maybe like the first 7 levels, at least like one achievement like that, then man, imagine trying to play this in the retro, like, pretty retro resolution. Like, imagine trying to play it like this. And I'm not even berserked. I'm not berserking it. Surely there was a better way to get that. Wasso Imp, Wasso Shotgunner. Oops. I don't do a goof. Blue door. How much you want to bet the thing that lowers down the red thing for a key? The key. stuff here. Yes, I did. They look weird. Let's punch the Jesus out of here. Just kind of want to take out those barrels in case, like, while they hit one of them, you know, I feel the effects of it. Okay, so I gotta remember that. I gotta somehow remember that sound, being a teleporting sound. The wee wee. Oh, fuck off. I hate that ass bot. Fuck. Oh. I want to say that, was it like map 4 it was into? That's a lot of thinking. Jeez Louise. Hold on. Let me see something. Yeah, I think I probably should actually use my rocket launcher. I almost forget that at one point I had one. Ow. Let me just fix them real quick. Logic gate. super armor. I don't know why, but like I find the blue key card stuff interesting, but I have I have like this random ass hunch that it's probably from the mod itself and not like from FreeDooM. Yeah. Yeah. I'm at a slight random ass conundrum here. Die already, Jesus. Like, god damn, it's dark up in this bitch. All these explosive barrels, my dude. Flying red meter. Fuck my life. Flying red meter. Alright. Alright, so yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. I think I'm content for right now. Plus, I'm probably going to have more of a dinner since I was asleep for quite a while yesterday. What in the world? Alright, so I don't know if we can rate this person or not, but they have been live for that long, so. And I know certain someone is streaming, but it's like, but I'm sure like like him, he likes to be able to try and rate the others, and show support for everybody. So hopefully he won't. Hopefully, certain individual won't chew me out. I was just waiting until I go type in my own fucking chat. And it's like, oh, if you don't do something so long, it's like, it takes like a sweet ass time to allow you to do anything. Yeah, Yeah, probably what I'm gonna do at most is I'm gonna go try and see about raiding this person. Like I said, they haven't been live for that long. And I'm going to another certain stream, probably like around there, and have my leftover dinner with some chicken and mac and cheese. Alright. Alright, so if everything goes well, my next planned stream will be on Wednesday. It's part of my 2-day slow week of streaming. I'm gonna be trying to do some more Batman Return to Arkham City. If I don't do that sooner rather than later, because sometimes that might be the case. But otherwise, then that'll be the next planned stream. And then Thursday, which it should be, Halloween Eve, Hallows Eve, whatever. Should be the release of Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. I'm gonna try my best to play around with that as much as I can. Have play on the day one release. So, but yeah, if you enjoy what you saw today though, and you're watching this on Twitch, feel free to give the channel a follow and become a Romo Maniac today. If you want to follow me anywhere else online, you can check out my YouTube channel, give it a sub, and all the usual good stuff. And feel free to follow me on Twitter as well. But until I see you all in the next video or live stream, as always, take care everybody, and I hope you all have a good week or weekend.